But 40%.
But what?
But 40%.
Not 13%, not 5%, not 20%, but 40% of African Americans.
But 40% of people with HIV.
How could it be that African Americans are only 13% of the population in America, but are 40% of the population with HIV? That means 40% of all African Americans living in America have HIV and AIDS. How is that? How can black people be such a small amount of the population in America, but that small population, 40% of it have HIV and AIDS? How does that math work out? How does that make sense? And the only way that makes sense is because black people, Hispanic people, and Native American people, we have disobeyed God. And God said for our disobedience, if we were to disobey Him, He would send pestilence. And that's exactly what God did. God sent pestilence in the form of HIV and AIDS to plague and to cleave on to black, Hispanic, and Native American for our disobedience to God. The LGBTQ community, AIDS and HIV runs rampant. There's nothing to be proud about to be a homosexual and you're suffering from AIDS. You gotta take Biktarvy, you gotta take Truvada, you gotta take all these medications just so you can be undetectable and protect yourself from homosexual sex that may cause you AIDS. How about you just don't engage in homosexual sex? How about men stop sleeping with other men?
Right.
How about men stop targeting young boys and giving them HIV?
Right.
How about lesbian women stop targeting young girls and giving them HIV and AIDS? Why can't the LGBT community control themselves? Why don't you have pride and self-control? Because if you did, then black people wouldn't be 40% of HIV. We wouldn't equate to 40% of our population living with HIV. If only the LGBTQ community could have some pride and self-control. Why can't you have pride and self-control? You know, that's a good trait to have. Discipline, self-control. Those are things that you should be proud about how you can control yourself and not stick your rod in another man's behind. You should be proud of self-control. But instead, black people make up 13% of the population in America, and we are 40% suffering and living with AIDS. That makes no sense. Almost half the population of black people in America have HIV and AIDS, and we're only 13% of the total population. Keep reading HIV.org. .gov, sorry.
Hispanics, Latinos represented 18.5% of the population.
Hey, but listen. Us Latinos, we're not better. We're 18.5% of the population. Still such a small number. Black, Hispanic, and Native American people make up such a small percentage of the total population here in the United States. Keep going.
But 25%.
But what?
Nobody tells you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?